Ladies and gentlemen, a very special good afternoon to you. We're here live coming to you from Pinnacle, the land of Leonard P. Howell. I'm here with Maxine Stowe. She's the chairperson to the Millennium Council. And of course, I'm here with Empress Jessica Mbangeni all the way from South Africa. She's also here with a few friends that she's going to introduce later on. But now, Empress Jessica Mbangeni, this is Empress Maxine Stowe of the Millennium Council.
Empress, greetings. Blessed love. Thank you for having me here. It's a great honor for me.
So the honor is mine.
Blessed love.
And also you're going to make the necessary introduction because I don't want to mispronounce the name, ladies and gentlemen. So, Empress Jessica, do the honors.
This is Empress Sibongile Khumalo. She will introduce the rest of the family.
And you?
Yes.
Speak loudly.
Sibongile Khumalo, and this is Bongani Khumalo, my husband, and this is Anele Khumalo and Sesi Khumalo.
Okay, so we're here today to visit Pinnacle. What is the purpose of this actual visit, Sister Maxine Stowe?
Well, it was for us to be able to greet Empress and introduce her to the pinnacle of the Rastafari faith, and just to communicate and reason and see what comes out of the universe by us coming together.
Okay. We're also here with community leader, Razzle Dazzle.
Yeah.
So Razzle, this is his first time here, ladies and gentlemen, it is also an honor. What do you want to say, being your first time here?
I always want to come here, to see what the Rastafari is doing pertaining to the culture and the people of Jamaica. So I'm glad to be here and I can put in my input, and we say it's time now for we join with the ancestors and the children from South Africa to get this thing going off of the ground.
Thank you very much.
Blessed love.
Blessed Rastafari, just greet it real quickly to the camera. State your name.
This is Brother Constant. He's the caretaker here of the Nyabingi Spanish Town House, and he's the caretaker of the premises and the tabernacle.
I want to sing well. I like here keeping this place by Howell, the only well, him at the founder, and I come here. I have to do all the works to really come back, make the works of being works with the Rastafari come forward. So I will go through all the tradition. It's a long story to talk, but we have to really work and see last year work is going on. So I is never been the worker, and I say well, years to be in the Nyabingi work because years so if Leonard P was speaking about Silas last year the first, and here's the founding father. So and I come and I take charge and start to make the place work. That every Rasta can come and feel alright like the Rastafari. That's what Gang was doing at the first time. My name is Constantine Sterling.
Thank you.
I'm
My brother.
Brown, a representative, advocate of the Rastafari family. Blessed love. And Patrick Kwame Romance, working out of the Fletcher's Land community. And we really appreciate the Africans' presence here because this is what we needed all the time, just to get close community-wise. And I heard Jessica told us something about community, and that is where it starts right now for us. So we are collaborating with, all of the INGs and sistrings, to meet one objective, that is for the solution of our nation. And that's what we are on. Thank you very much.
Well, here we are. You're going to lead with Jessica, and of course, we follow you, Sister Maxine.
Well, this is our tabernacle.
Leonard Howell bemele inyaniso ukuze sikwazi ukuqhubeka sikwazi ukugcina amasiko nezithethe zakwethu. We will always remember you. For memory is our heritage. It helps us to preserve our cultural integrity, sustain our heritage intelligence, and maintain our traditional protocols. His
Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie I First, Empress Menenai,
Rastafari.
Present us, Father, before the presence of His glory. With exceeding joy and gladness to our only true and wise King of Kings, Creator, Savior, Protector, and Redeemer. To Him be glory, dominion, honor, and majesty be unto from this time forth, henceforth, and forever. Rastafari, first and forever. Give thanks and praise.
So I want to present the High Priest, I, Tabernacle.
Yes, sir, Rastafari. Give thanks. Of Africa, give thanks.
Blessed love.
Blessed love.
It is a great honor for me to be here this afternoon and pay the tribute to our great ancestors, the giants which shoulders we are standing on today. Those who have made us to understand that we are the prophets of the times. Those who came before us so that they can pave the way for us. Those who have linked our lives and balanced it. Those who protected us from the commotion and the propaganda, but who put us on the way, the righteous way of guidance through God's divinity. Those who have brought peace and love, unity, so that today we can be the ones who are leading and paving the way. It's a great honor for me. It's a great honor for me.
Rastafari gave the word and praise will come and after them that come. So we give thanks to the ancestors. Rastafari.
Today I see the light. Today I'm informed. Today I see us having a duty to teach these generations today about our own religion, about our own culture. It is our duty to instill the sense of customs to our children so that the purpose can be served. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give praise. I give praise.
Rastafari.
Let us remember the purpose, the prophetic purpose of our great Marcus Garvey.
Africa for the African.
Let us remember the wealth of our continent.
Definitely the green, the yellow, the gold.
Let us remember where we come from. Let us remember our divinity, the ownership of who we are. Africa
Yes, Africa.
is everywhere in the world. Let us remember the words of Haile Selassie I,
Right.
saying, telling us, teaching us that we should resolve our issues in Jamaica before we cross back the Caribbean Sea to Africa.
Africa. Must be one.
Let us
One
remember
family.
to unite Africa. Only the united Africa can be able to bring the African unity. The united Africa is about the united Africans. But if we are Africans, we are not Africa. We can. That means all the generations can. But let us be the Africa that we are. Africa is united. Africa is full of love. Africa has got no color. Africa is humane. The Africa that we are.
Africa.
The blood of those who have walked the way before us, who have fought for the liberation of who we are today. Those who have fought for our rights on our commodities. Let us all remember that is our heritage. It's not part of us, it's who we are. Heritage is equal to inheritance. Therefore, we are the ones today that the whole generations in the whole world need to inherit from us. We need to write as the writings of the Greeks that we have learned from. We need to document. We need to share the information, share the heritage, share the soul of Africa, the truth to our children and amongst ourselves. Let us unite so that this blood can always speak for us, can always speak around us, can always speak amongst us, can always breathe the truth amongst us.
Rastafari.
the color that we were discriminated against.
That the world has discriminated against. Yeah.
But the world
Pretty much it.
is what it is today. Atuzisa ujamaka sithatha ingqongqolo yakwambheki inhlamene egwele yokhakha ngovuya kwamadiba umalala ejongile emhlaca amagusha kwimilondo ekhaya elancancathi limaxhaka-xhaka elaqhama amaxhoba lamaxhoba ngentshintshena ngoncuma emfazweni atshwadile izishumi lamadoda ngaxeshanye. Said we are the ones who have made it possible for the world to trade in gold, in diamonds, and the food our stomachs still yearn. Today, the world is Africa.
The wide world is Africa. Yes, sir.
The wealth of our land is in the hands of these who are still given a chance to live. Let's take ownership. Let's stand for what we know. Let's stand for what we believe in. Let's stand for what belongs to us. And let's stand for what is ours. We need no food, but water. The fruit from the trees, from the natural trees of our fertile land. The natural vegetation from the land of our great ancestors. Remember, we still owe our being to the Khoi and the San, whose desolate souls haunt the great, expansive, beautiful Cape. They who were the first to lose their lives in the struggle defending our freedom and identity. They who were the victims of the worst merciless genocide our native land has ever seen. They who, as the people, perished in the result. Today, we still keep inaudible and audible silence about these ancestors of the great generations that live. Fearful to admit the horror of the former deed and that's still happening in our lives. Seeking to obliterate from a memory a cruel occurrence, which in its remembering should teach us not, and never be human again. Let's take care of our environment. Let's take care of our land issues. Let us bring back African unity. The land belongs to us. The land belongs to Africa. Where there's a drop of blood of an African, where there's a drop of the soul of an African, that land belongs to us. That land is a fertile land because of us.
Africa.
Fertility.
Yes, sir. Give thanks unto the Rastafari.
Makube njalo, makube njalo, kute kube nguna phakade, kute kube nguna phakade, makube
sikelela thina lusapho lwayo Nkosi sikeleli Afrika maluphakanyisu phandalwayo izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina lusapho lwayo.
Rastafari.
Ja!
Rastafari.
Ja!
Rastafari.
Ja! Ja!
Give thanks and praise. Foundation is in the holy mountain. The Lord loveth the gate of Zion more than all the dwelling places of Jacob. Glorious things have been spoken of thee, O city of God, Selah. And I will make mention of Ethiopia, Seba, since all is precious in our sight, has been honorable. Therefore give thanks and praise unto the name of the Most High, Jah, Rastafari, is good and endured forever. Give thanks.
Sister.
So this is Ras Kremlin, and he's going to introduce you to the rest of the members of the house that are here.
Acting chair of the Rastafari Council.
Blessed love.
Starting from Raskirk. Blessed love.
Blessed love.
And these brethren are from the Spanish town who said,
Blessed love. Blessed love, my brother. I'm pleased to meet you. Blessed love. Blessed love, blessed love.
Brother Shaka. Brother Shaka.
Greetings. Blessed love.
These are my sisters from 12 tribes. They're visitors from England. They belong to the 12 tribe of Israel. We'll tell her your name.
Nice to meet you, Jessica.
Thank you. I saw you on television the other day.
Oh,
So it's been a pleasure to see you walk in.
oh, thank you. I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
See brothers.
Oh, blessed love, my sister.
They're also from the 12 tribe also. And this gentleman here is her son. He had met in an accident 50 years ago. I haven't been in the wheelchair now. But he's still with us. This is father sitting in my house. There's a picture of Rastafari sitting at the stroke. That's his father. That's his son.
Blessed love. Blessed love.
Here, Father Edmund from the Church Tribe of Israel.
Last year.
Oh, at IRFM. Oh, honored. Yeah. Blessed love.
And this one here, Brother Constant, he is the farmer. All the views are going to see on the agriculture here. He's the main man behind all of the plantation. I call him the general. He's a
General of the Idar.
Ah, Wisconsin.
Yeah, man. Blessed love, my brother.
And here's our General Secretary of the Rastafari Millennium Council, Prophet Greg Bobo Shanti.
Blessed love, my brother. Yeah, man.
Very good, very good. It's an honor to meet, dignitaries from the continent, because this is what the Emperor had always wanted to see. This coming together, not only in culture, but to regenerate the energy of Africa amongst I and I, as how colonialism had severed that umbilical cord between family of Africa. So it is always good and pleasant to greet. As the psalm says, behold how good and pleasant it is for brother and sister to dwell in unity and love. So we need that coming together again to rejuvenate that love, that spirit of oneness of Africa. So it is always a pleasure greeting dignitaries out of Africa, especially even in South Africa, coming forward from the black populace to hold the strength of the culture, So we give thanks. Give thanks.
Blessed love.
This is Priest Brown.
Blessed
From the Bobo Shanti also. This is Priest Brown from the Bobo Shanti. And he's also with the Rastafari Millennium Council. Yes.
I'm blessed to meet you, my brother.
It's an honor, Royal Empress, being a royal policy angel of Prince Emmanuel, and also advocate for the Rastafari movement, for the liberation of our people, and has presently brethren and sisters living within your area of the continent. It's a great pleasure, because I always looked forward to our coming together for the upliftment and the future security of our people.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Blessed love, my brother. Let it be, and so be it.
It shall be done.
Yeah, man.
Sister Maxine, before we explore our little area here, there's some refreshment and food.
And I'm hungry.
Yes, and these brethren here been cooking from morning, and I know them don't eat. So them hungry. So I would just love to lead you people to the kitchen where we can get something to eat. Brother, aye.
We are blessed talk, We are blessed talk there. Now the idea for me some kind of spiritual way.
Yes, I.
And I feel like it's it now.
Yes, I.
And the movement's come like a year so it have to start.
Yes.
Right? And we get a message. And the word we have to use now. Next month, because I don't know if the Rasta man them prepare to deal with Rasta month. Yeah. And the word them we have to use right now, the Father give me. A detoxify.
That's right.
We have to detoxify the whole of the Rasta them. Because tears run out of me a while ago. When I toured the place. And Leonard Howell. I see so much Rasta get rich.
Yes.
I have so much wealth.
Yeah.
The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. And none of them don't provide back nothing to the earth.
Alright,
you know see it? So we have to start denounce them and detoxify some of them.
Thanks, my brother.
You know see it? We have to start detoxify our community of bad vibes and bad influence. You know see it? We have to start going there and talk to the youth them we usually do one time. And make up some little areas where youth can come there and learn different things. We have to detoxify the drinks and the food them when them are filled with. By planting and growing our own things.
That's right.
You know see it? We have to start detoxifying. All hands on board right now to detoxify Jamaica. No itching.
That's right.
Right? We have to start detoxify the school and the youth them. Of the demonic music, the cartel and them friend them. I run. We have to start going to the school them now and start giving them back some Bob Marley, some Dennis Brown, create our own image. Rasta have too much wealth worldwide and don't want to unite. Remember when I come out, at Tibali Garden from the Encouragement, and I believe the Rasta out there do well, And I say, well then, you can't change the spirit of a Rasta man. No care what kind of chick them are come with or when them are come with. The Father don't tell you, say, you can't change the spirit of a Rasta man. So accept it and go through because we have to still go on with the message. Them can't change your hearts no matter where them have come with.
No turning back.
No. And no fear because I never know so Rasta the fear.
His Imperial Majesty selected, appointed, ordained and protected those that he selected. So no turning back.
So when you hear some of them every time them say, Selassie I, Selassie I. When the man set down for do una do it, unite. No one can't unite. So every time you go somewhere, Selassie I, Selassie I. And them gone back there, them could chamber with them wealth and this and that. Who are you set up as a healing center?
What call us son?
Indeed, a barnyard.
What?
It's a barnyard.
People from all over the world to come here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Come get healing.
Alright, my brother. So, my brother.
So blessed detoxify.
I man give thanks to the
I say a detoxify and I started down at
you're all over. And I know that we link with people the same way. Because we are always with the eye there, so too.
Detoxify movement.
But you want now, them bridging at home.
Yeah man, I know
I
that.
we want the visitor them get something. Alright. Fall in, my lion.
Yeah,
fall
man.
in, fall in.
Shaka, you should be giving a walking tour while we're walking. This was the great house where Leonard Howell lived. It was formerly the house of
I go walk up here. Take a walk up and I go come back first.
All right.
Yeah, we'd like to see what's the bike. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue the journey with Jessica Mbangeni, of course Maxine Stowe, Prophet Greg, the elders of Rastafari, Razzle Dazzle, all the way from Tivoli Gardens. We're here. The journey continues with Jessica at Pinnacle, the land that Leonard P. Howell bought for the people. The journey continues.
This is Brother Juicy from the Spanish show house of Naya Bingi, and he's going to just give us a little brief and his idea where Pinnacle is concerned and
Well, from a little boy, just young youth growing up, I learned about gunpowder. Gunpowder was the first man who bring Rastafari impression, vibration to Jamaica. He was invited to Ethiopia by His Imperial Majesty to a function. So he went there and he came back here and he rises the vibration of Rastafari among among the Jamaican people in general. Yes, and it grew, the vibration grew so strong that Rastafari discovered Jamaica. You understand? Discover Jamaica, take over Jamaica now. And we are on top of all things. It is just the vibration of the money and the material source is a problem unto I and I. But the love for the people, the generosity and the vibration of all children and everyone, we are fully loved by the people as well. Jamaican people, even Trinidad and those places. We find love in those people as well, because I went to Trinidad and I find love within the people. Them. Just as I come off the plane, Rastaman just sight I and come and they, embrace I and giving thanks to Rastafari, not personal leader, Selassie I. Right? Because he lived through I and I. I and I live through him, His Imperial Majesty. So it is a privilege, great privilege for I and I, who were slaves, who came to Jamaica here now and find the possibility of a free mind and a loving vibration towards all people. And we love all nations. Chinese, Indians, Caucasian, it don't matter as long as you are human. We love everything that is life, life in general. We try to keep life living in all aspects. And this place here now, talking about this place, it is a well vibrated piece of earth right up here. When I came here, when I grew up big and understand up here and came up here, I don't want to leave up here. And many other brethren speak the same way. They don't want to leave here. The vibration is so strong and so I can't find the word to talk. But it is so high that when night comes, you don't want to go home. When daylight, you don't want to go home. It is a vacuum like, you know, take you in and you feel that vibration and you never want to leave up here. If my brethren Kurt, you hear me? Kurt Vine is here. He left. When this is my little brethren from down. So we're living year to year, just down Spanish Town, before you reach the Spanish Town Hospital. We're living close by. I think Kremlin lived in here instead of us, up here. Yeah. And my brethren, when we came up here, you don't want to go down, you want to stay and sleep up here. Understand? But sometimes, you know, the vibration is so strong that you have to just hold it still and know, say, well, you have a little thing down there so you can't leave it too long because of other ones, you understand? So you just go forward down and bear this struggle, I mean this struggle like you want to stay but you still have to leave. And I find it well highway. Well highway. And so much you say that I can say everything and I give thanks to Rastafari for the privilege. This brethren. This brethren is a brethren who direct me to this Nyabinghi in Spanish Town. That was before 96, yeah. Yes. He introduces me to the Nyabinghi order, but I was yet a Rastafarian before that still, you understand? So the family vacuum I in and I feel highway about it, so we're going to keep it this way and give thanks and praises. Yeah, and I give thanks and praises for everything and for seeing African daughter so close that I even touch her. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can't find the word again. It is really high, you know. I give thanks to the brethren and each and every one. Yes, give thanks. Rastafari, blessed love, respect and love to everyone.
Thank you.
Well, at this time now, Brother Stone, I'm going to call him Brother Prophet Greg, General Secretary of the Rastafari Millennium Council. Because I know he can give us a little 10 minutes, and Leonard P. Howell. So, Prophet Greg.
Yes, worthy. Give thanks.
Your time to speak.
Stand up. Oh, we have seating in the chair.
Bag in the chair.
Oh, so what you mean? Yeah, we do give thanks for the gathering as usual. You don't know, when 1 and 2 and 3 is gathered in His Imperial Majesty name, you know. Jah is always in the midst of I and I. So it's all about the mission, it's all about the journey within Rastafari and the movement of Rastafari. So we say greetings and blessed in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Pinnacle as a balance. Leonard P. Howell, as we all have that history to cherish, is one of the forefathers and the forerunners within the Rastafari movement. He was firstly trodden as a Garveyite, as a prominent Garveyite, strong in the faith for back to Africa. When Marcus Garvey, as the strong leader he is, during the time of the redemption and the liberation of the struggle, actually point to the director of the emperor, telling his followers that they must look forward to a crowning of an individual and monarch. At that time, they would know that the black liberation is going to be very, very close. So that manifestation of the coronation of His Imperial Majesty, November 2nd, 1930, actually energized and generated that sort of activism for the first real movement in the Rastafari faith, when you had four prominent elders, Leonard P. Howell, Archibald Dunkley, Robert Hines, you know, as one of the chief, and I think the other one was Hibbert, Joseph Hibbert. Those were the early ones them who actually within themselves form different mansions, as I said, organization rising. But Leonard P. Howell, his was more organized, structured, and more effective in bringing the first residue of the Rastafari commune. And so it is from St. Thomas, from that tradition, up into Pinnacle, which is the first free village now. He gathered the first Rastafari, and they became known as the Howellites, taking on, as I said, Leonard P. Howell and the Howellites. So his tradition, as how he moved within his coming together, he actually used an ancient African tradition, as they know, Kumina, to really use the same concept of bringing the African consciousness to the people, invoking the teachings of Marcus Garvey, but at this point of time, even applying now biblical passages where the fulfillment of prophecy is concerning, because many start to search the scriptures at the coronation. So a lot of ones now start to use Isaiah 9, when unto us a son is born, you know, the government is going to be. These sort of passages now cement now the faith to take shape and mold itself into what has developed to where we are now. So Leonard P. Howell was a really staunch warrior within this development of the faith, fighting off the same colonialism, because I want to tell you, say, it is because of his consistency that there were directives given in the 1930s from the colonial government that they must destroy Rastafari. So Rastafari never existed at the time of Garvey, you know, but yet still, because of the energy and the force what Leonard P. Howell rose with the teachings of Rastafari, you know, coming from Garveyism, but more strong within a spiritual conviction now. The governments now from the 30s now began to warn of the coming of this Rastafari rising. So there was a directive given from that time to even now to ensure that Rastafari don't become a strong force within the movement of black liberation. So it was these activism that really laid the foundation and helped lay the foundation of the Rastafari movement. So with such, you know, I can leave that legacy, which is what we are doing now in restoring, because it is 1954, because of this persecution and directive given. 1954 was when the police finally came through and invaded Pinnacle and dismantled and dispersed the Howellites. The final dispersion was in 1957. So that was the last vestige of the Howellites' occupation at Pinnacle. The last invasion by the police force, as what them call themselves, was 1957. So it was because of the works of ancients like Ras Kremlin now want to revive that heritage, as how we said, because we move it to say we want back a recognition of Rastafari, where the heritage was from that time, to link it to where we are now, because that is what we are pushing, the African heritage. Although we are out, we are still living the connection of back to Africa started from Marcus Garvey and the Garveyism movement. So this is where Rastafari has transcended now into the Nyabingi order, because that order came right after 57. 1958 was the first public display of the Nyabingi order, taking another African order coming out of Africa, which is what is surviving today, that shaped Rastafari into how we are. Robe and turban, locks and all them descriptors predate colonialism, so we're going right into ancients, you know. So we give thanks for the forerunner and the forefather Leonard P for the works that he does in holding strong the foundation that even the Babylon saw it now as a new faith becoming a threat to their established entity, you know, because we burn out the Protestant, it became a black consciousness, a black liberated within spirituality, because they already attacked us politically, they attacked us economically by destroying the UNIA. So it was left to the spiritual that kept that liberation spirit, because whereas them can touch the tangible, they could not touch the intangible of the spirit. So that is how we revived and came forth and birthed this culture within the faith and from the faith. So we do give thanks for the moment again.
Yes, and right now we see as we are, there are quite a big 1 and 2 of the great mansions are here. We have a brethren Stedman, we have the 12th tribe of Israel. We still have other brethren, very important brethren, Razzle Dazzle. I still want to remember now the time is going, so come give us 5 minutes, you know. Yes, this is Africa, and we can talk about the African, and we can talk about what you want.
Well, what I really want to say, in our father's house, there are many mansions. Emperor Haile Selassie. And one of the mansions, the 12 tribes of Israel, I came to the faith through the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah. Nyabingi, Bobo Shantia, various other mansions. But I've come to realize that it all started at Pinnacle with Leonard Howell. And one of his main crimes to Jamaica was when he stated that that man in England is not your king. Your king is the man who is crowned the emperor in Ethiopia. Well, they charged him for sedition, sent him to prison and all manner of things. I also got to realize that when they actually came here in 1954 was the year I was born. And since coming, I find a close attachment to Pinnacle. And just as you were saying, the unity of all the people who desire to go to Africa, but that is the main aim of Rastafari people. And for that, we welcome all from South Africa and look forward to coming in that side.
Yes, give thanks. Give thanks. The brethren from the 12th tribe, that's Stedman now. Razzle Dazzle, you know, is a brethren where in 15 Rasta way politically is a link in the chain where black people rights and concern in Jamaica and play a significant role, right? And I want to give him a little 5 minutes. Yeah.
We thank the Empress from South Africa to be here in Jamaica, and I introduce her already to Tivoli Garden. And I said, well then, downtown, down a yard, look at you have culture yard, you have inner yard. Well, down a yard now, open up them arms to South Africa at any time Tivoli Garden. So we want a tourism and a link pertaining to down a yard. And when I come here and see where my brethren I deal with the Pinnacle, because I always hear about Pinnacle and I really didn't want to come here, become switchboard Rastafari start and become see the elders them they are hold it. Well now some as me I said detoxify, some of the Rasta them will get gain wealth through the name. We take on to itself flesh. We start put back something to the earth. and respect them man here. For hold the order and hold the place. Some want some kind of donation or something go to the Millennium Council pertaining to Leonard Howell structure to get it up back and running as a tourism sector and as a healing process area. Where people can come from all about herbal thing. You can get your massage, you can get any kind of roots or something pertaining to your sickness. So I'm glad to be here. And I say tears run out of my eye. Because I go up on the top there and say the man vision is a vision like me I see my vision. And I hold it for other people like you that see your own vision. And I say well then say, you know some of them Rasta man them just drop arms, just get wealthy over it. And them man are hold it. So come we get together and unite the man. In the name of Selassie because that him say no. Selassie Rastafari.
His Imperial
Majesty.
I say Rasta.
Blessed.
At this time, I want to introduce a sister who's so dedicated. A sister who is the international consultant of Rastafari and also the General Secretary of the Royal This sister is undescribable. I rather she describe. You will see who she is when she speaks.
Yeah.
So at this time I welcome Sister Maxie.
Well, I want to greet again the Empress Jessica, but I'm inspired to communicate that since 2015 we entered into a bilateral agreement with South Africa, what Jamaica has since 2013. But since the criminalization of ganja, we were able to use that bilateral agreement with South Africa to start a conversation or a project that link the indigenous people of South Africa with the indigenous people of Jamaica. So that bilateral agreement has been going on now since 2015. It should be coming into fruition now. However, we have been struggled by the system because a sistren within the bilateral was a Nyabingi from South Africa. So she pushed the program and allowed us to connect. But in connecting, it's like the system has still struggled us from really moving as fast or as deep as we expected. So one of my inspirations in having you, to know that you're here is to really make that link, and give you that understanding that you can lobby to your peers that whatever was started needs to be continued. You know what I mean? Because your journey has taken you through all of our indigenous spaces. Big Stone, I noticed on his YouTube that you have been to every significant, or the majority of the significant spaces that relate to our indigenous communities, whether it's Maroon, whether it's Kumina, whether it's, Revival. And now today it was, fortuitous that you would come to the Rastafari community. So I'm through my communications making you aware of this and making you aware that in your representations to your own government and society that you put an energy to make that connection that has been made, let it be fulfilled. Because right now it's being stalled through politicality, So I think that your visit here is, I think in March. The Minister of Science and Technology is supposed to be coming here, and they're trying to restart the workshop process again that we have already been through 3 years. We set up a company here, we registered a company in South Africa, we created a public relations campaign with a South African company. We have done so much work. And instead they want to come and say, oh, we want to look at everything again, because they don't want that force to be connected, you know. So I said I'm using this opportunity to inform you that a major project is going on between the two countries. And if you are here in the next week or so in March, you will be in contact with, you know, through the High Commission with this minister. And I think it's important that you connect with that minister about your journey that you have been on here. However it comes out of you, it'll come out of you. But it's just important for her to know that it's not just in their level, that the people have connected, and so they should do the right thing. All right, so that's my message.
Definitely,
Well,
I will
this
be in
time-
touch with you,
Yes,
so that we can talk further.
Right.
And see
okay.
At this time, our priest from the Bobo Shanty, Chris Brown, we have a few.
Blessings, glory and honor, dominion and power be unto His Imperial Majesty, the Alpha and Omega, Father and Mother of creation. And I give thanks to the royal gathering, you know, of the blessing of the Most High, you know, that I and I can start this day upon the first free Rastafari village that was ever established, you know, here in Jamaica, you know. And I give thanks and welcome and I sister Jessica and her family from the royal continent, you know, bringing such a union of, you know, those of home and us abroad together, you know. So, and I, you know, moment is so, you know, ask His Majesty's blessing upon this royal gathering, you know, and let this light continually shine, you know, perpetually, that the glory of Ethiopia shall reign from, you know, age to age most glorious. All blessing and all bless. Out of love.
Yes, at this time, my brethren, one of the youngest, one of us. A youth where have a vibes where I am gonna have to respect him. You know, he's really the youngest one up here. And he never give up here. Yeah. And him always speak of up here. Kremlin, anywhere him see me. Kremlin, Pinnacle. I want to hear Brother Kirk. Brother Kirk says so, as the youngest I shall.
Blessed love of brother and sister, strength and honor, best of everything. And I always have to give thanks, you know. Yeah, I always want to feel like a black man most and I one of them to strength of black consciousness and everything, whatever it is. You know what I mean? That black consciousness and high foundation that I read, understand, catch pants up. You know, within myself, you know. I always look, you know, within the black consciousness. Also, I've gone away and all them great move and work when I'm doing them things that I hear about and all them things. You know? And Rastafari, who's the Almighty, and who give I health and strength and I look to the and all that. You know, within my faith and I consciousness, you know, so well then I'd have to be here, you know? Black consciousness, even one more step and oh, you would see it, you know, see it. So, you know, I hear the ones, them, even my granny, them and them one, they say, Grandma Will, the man was a kind of spiritual man and all them things there, you know. And spiritualness, and I bad black consciousness, so, no matter about all something, them have him cough them come through with all, man, I ask Mr. Brown and all them things there and all them, they just die go to the top of something. You know, I mean, you know, as a youth I grew up and say, you know, I want to say, you know, within that black consciousness and that faith, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I just Rastafari and I black people to me. And I observe the goodness of our from them time. Even when my granny them I say, a man with feed prisoners for years and all them things there. You know? So how will I, you know them way there, I'm selling herbal in Spanish Town market and all them things there. Because I look for you, I hear them things there, you know, so they make me come within the black consciousness there, you know? All the black food there.
That's all I have to say. Otherwise, I just want black love, you know. From here to Africa, you know. Black people, I just black love, you know. Rastafari, straight up.
Yes, I man, give thanks to the young crowd, you know. The youth man show you. I'm man of empower him because of how he deal with things. You can always call upon him and he might come, you know. He might give up. Liar. Well, at this time, you know, kind of my audience look like it kind of run out. You know what I mean? But me don't really like to say, me don't really like to call upon daughter Jessica, you know. If say something in concern of all what she been hearing. Because I man personally is when I look at Africa now. I say Africa. Just looking at an African. You know what I mean? So I say Mama Africa. You know what I mean? And even one of my names is Africa Loving. Ras Kremlin, Africa Loving. So I want to hear Africa officer as Mama Jessica. Give thanks, Sister Jessica.
Yeah. This mine, Andrew. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks, my brothers. You have just put me in the spotlight. I'm shy. I'm shy by nature. Drink. But the Spirit has guided me. The Spirit has led me to this place. The power of divinity, the power of God has sent me. I have answered the calling for me to be where I am. If it would be by my own character choice, definitely. And look at my background, I would say no, not me. But because I have found my purpose, I am following my purpose. My visit here at this Pinnacle has answered my questions of where our religion comes from. Where is the book of documentation that can be able to guide us and guide our children? We have managed to rise above all the indoctrinations. But what about the youth today? What about the generations to come? Because this is all oral history of Haile Selassie. Where are the books that can be available in every platform? Not only academic books for the intellectuals who are sitting with the perpetrators to oppress us, who feel that they are supreme over their own African brothers and sisters, their own very people they should be serving. We need to dish out the information. We are the agents of change. Thank you so much for opening the doors. In my culture, where I come from in Africa, we still have a challenge. You have to be known with a certain surname. You have to belong in a certain clan. You have to belong in a certain surname. There's still division, tribal divisions. There are still levels. So they would ask, who is coming? Where does she come from? Is the son of who? And then the doors would be closed. But you opened up because of the spirit of divinity that lives in you. And you saw the greatness that I didn't actually put in my mind. I didn't know that I would end up in here. Because I always believed that we are beyond what we are said we are, what we are named and characterized as we are. We are beyond that. We are divine. Hence, the divine spirit of my great ancestors. Omchenge ozulu odla ngamandla. Ozulu liyazongoma. The spirit of my ancestors, Ondaba, Obadelo Chiba Sonkulu Odeyi. Dithetha ngoxhakaza. My great ancestors have connected me here with my brother, Claude Sinclair. Thank you for your calling. Thank you for following your calling. Because we just came together, closing the boundaries, breaching the boundaries that have all divided us, of which we've got a link and the line. We've got a guide from our great Marcus Garvey. We've got a guide from the echoes of the voices of Bob Marley's and Dennis Brown's.
Yes.
We've got the echoes of the voices and the power of authority from the great Nkwames. We've got the spear and the shield from our liberation heroes and heroines. About Paul Bogle, about Samuel Sharp, about the Queen Nani of the Maroons, and the great Marcus Garvey, and all of them. They have took on the courage to liberate us. Therefore, I'm grateful to be here, and I've enjoyed the food. Actually, they tell.
That's a priest. Aye.
Oh man, thank you ever so much. It's so warm here, and I'm looking forward to the developments. And as my sister was talking here, I've known about the agreements that we had. I was asking myself, when am I going to meet these people? Because sometimes the formal meeting, arranged meetings, they don't put in place the vision, the agenda. It feels like it could just happen spontaneously, that we meet and then the questions are answered, and then we carry on with the vision. We take on with the same energy that has got a will to change. Therefore, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you ever so much. It's my great honor. And there at home in South Africa and the rest of Africa at large, they will know that there is this home. Things are hidden behind the clouds and the mountains, but now we are here to open the ways so that we can cross over and come over, and cross over and come over, and celebrate our heritage.
Blessed Lord. Yes, true. Sister,
one thing you speak of the books. Well, my brother,
that's
Prophet Greg.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know. But at this time, sister, I accept everything what you're saying, and it's nice to embrace the African. Sometimes I have dreamed when I went to embrace an African. But now I overcome that obstacle. It was always an obstacle, but now I overcome it. All right, good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard from all of the brethren. Ras Kremlin, Africa Love, have spoken eloquently of the vision of Leonard P. Howell, of course, Prophet Greg. But being an author that Prophet Greg is, he told me that he has to make a presentation to Empress Jessica Mbangeni. So without further ado, this is Prophet Greg from the Millennium Council, and he's going to make a presentation to you he's an author, so you're going to see what you're going to get.
Yes. I'm going to give thanks and praise again. Blessed Empress Jessica. I'm yet to pronounce the last name, so let's see if it's Mbangeni. Mbangeni.
Yes, you are saying it right.
I give thanks. This is ask and you shall receive. You mentioned that we need to start documenting. So within the very presentation, the spirit was already moving.
Yes.
So I would say on behalf of the Rastafari community, as General Secretary of Rastafari Millennium Council, We always present these books at the opportunity to present to dignitaries coming from Africa. So this is the third dignitary that I'm privileged to present of an African visitor to you. So I would say may this book bring forth a great joy in the faith of Rastafari messages. So from Prophet Greg. So give thanks. So on behalf of the Rastafari community, blessed for the connection between the continent and the movement.
I'm honored, my brother. Thank you ever so much. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Blessed Lord. Thank you. Wow. Now, this is the well of life.
I would just briefly say the first places that were mentioned in the Bible are Africa, Eden, the Garden of Eden, Cush, Ethiopia, Arabia, the first generation. So the original biblical culture had to be Afrocentric.
Wow.
And how is it Europe has become so presumptuous in spiritual matters when we are the first? Blessed love.
Blessed love, my brother. Wow, this is the well of life. I will definitely drink and share it. Ooh, and I see these books and many more of them being available to our schools, to our children, to our families. This should be not just a coffee table book, but the book of the soul. Blessed love.
Yeah, that's good. Hey.
Hey, I'm getting sort of jealous. I need a hug. You gave me a pat in the back at the embassy.
Yes.
Yeah, when we came up there, you gave me a pat in the back, like you were saying. God bless you.
Yeah.
When I was walking off, when I carried your suitcase up, when I was walking off, going back to the car with Big Stone, you said to me, you did just pat me in my back.
Yeah.
And I felt it up to today. So I need a refreshing.
My brother, thank you so much.
One more thing, Brother Stone.
Yeah.
I have something here.
Yeah.
And this is a melon from Pinnacle. Hey, farmer, come I call every talker, you do something else, you know. You don't talk already. I'm going to call you. This is a melon. Where we're going to cut up. Because it grows here. And we want everybody get a taste of it. So you who take care of it.
Oh, you can cut it, man.
No, you hand it over. You hand it over to I.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So keep this on the camera for my Brother Stone.
Yeah. I want to show up this way.
Yes, and yes, give thanks. This is a melon, you know, that was produced right here on the Pinnacle plantation.
Africa, Lord.
Yes, this melon by Ras Constant, the farmer. See? So this is for the brethren and sisters to cut as digester. Give thanks.
Give thanks, my brother.
Yes.
Thank you ever so much. Let me hold it before we eat it. I'm holding a dessert. Ooh. And the watermelon is my favorite.
Yes.
So when it's organic, and when it's
Chaka,
natural.
you want to cut it for a big little knife.
I wanted to take it when it's cutting over.
Yes, aye. God bless it first.
Yeah, aye. What blessings me like put on them wap it up.
That's right, this is up. And the first fruit of her.
Yeah. A long better sleep with the bucket and you know. Yes, give thanks.
Yes, give thanks.
What I'm about to receive.
Yeah.
Rastafari.
To the power of Rastafari, right? Thanks and praise.
You have a cover.
You know, I want to pull.
Oh, it's not covered.
Oh, yes.
It's on the fresh side.
Yes, this melon is grown up by Pinnacle here, and it's actually the first melon we get this size up to today, and we intend to share this with our family and our special, not that she's more special than our sister Maxine, because you know what I mean, Sister Maxine have been doing some serious work. And I have to mention, I hear Bob Marley name called, but I have to call the Whalers. And when I say the Whalers, I say Bunny Whalers as one of the biggest contributor to us here in Pinnacle, right? I also hear Brother Peter Touch, and I also hear Bob Marley. But there was not Bob Whalers, or there was not Touch Whalers, but there was one original Bunny Whalers, and I give thanks to our honorable chair of the Millennium Council, Brother Bunny Whalers. Give thanks.
The original Jabby.
The original Jabby.
Yeah, we're going around and come back again.
My piece of
We're going around and come back Yeah, we're going around and come back.
Wow. How many more do we have in the garden?
Want to know how many more we have in the garden?
Can we get some?
Also the lettuce. So? I thought he went back to the car. Because he ate just before we came here. Maybe he's still full. Yeah, but in Mbangeni.
Yeah, man, melon, huh? They're on a mission. Rasta love.
There's two in your taste, melon stone.
How you doing? How you doing?
Pumpkin, pumpkin. Pumpkin. Oh, pumpkin, pumpkin. Oh, mtanambitu.
Wow. This is what the natural herb look like.
Wow.
This is natural herb. No fertilizer, nothing.
Wow.
Strictly organic.
You could make the presentation now, Ras. Yeah, you could make it formal. Yeah?
It's your turn now!
Wow.
High aroma.
You can smell it.
Wait. Jamaica, African. That's why we talk about African and Jamaican, one brother, one sister. We can come all the way. Here now. So that's why we know. We are here now. Trying to build a unity and a love between African and Jamaican Rasta. So the eyes of the Most High take me up, and it's a long story, but show me the way. Give me a time where him came upon a hill and show me a place and ask me if you want it. And I said, but I can't want your thing, sir. He said, if I want it. Well, I said, but I want it, but I can't. He said, you want it? I said, I just said, give it. When he give me his wife, the place when he give me is higher here. So. And right around the whole place, you can see everything that you know to eat in fruits. You see alright on the high, turn on the hill and fly out there. And him see and him come up here. And when I come, it was dry. Dry up here, everything was dry up. And when I come, I from last year August on my birthday. Until now, the rain. I have 2 drums there. When I come there, I didn't have no water. And I said, last year, you know, I don't have no water. The shark had carry a pan of water pan. You know, a man charged me $1,000 to carry 6 pan. The high jug there. And you know, the Saturday night I come here. And when I come here Saturday night, I find say 1 drum full. After I 1 drum full, the next day, I'm full the next one. And you know, so from that one, I don't go back on the next. I don't take a water only that tonight. The pan full all the way to the taps.
Joe! Same water that water is?
Yeah, the rainfall.
Same story.
I say, if it's dry now, and when I come and start to plant, tear down this up. I believe you me, I don't know where I get the power and the strength from. So all the place around here that I tear it down. I don't know where I get it from, but I know I have it. And put it here. So I say,
Present it to her. She getting that?
No, this one, not one.
Okay, okay. Stop. Okay, all right.
My watermelon.
Watermelon again?
I have 1 more watermelon.
We had 1.
1 more.
We're going for the watermelon.
Yeah, that's the power of the watermelon song. The watermelon song works. Yes, it worked. Anywhere the watermelon is, let it come. It's the pear.
That's how we
give thanks.
That's how we give thanks.
Yeah.
That's how we give thanks.
See here. Watermelon for your table and for your stomach.
Watermelon.
For your table and stomach.
Watermelon. Watermelon.
She says her favorite.
You watermelon.
Let me capture.
Wow. Thank you so much. My brother. Long live. May the strength of the Almighty continue to give you that love of production, love productivity.
Because you gotta have the good hands for it. The green finger, they call it the green finger.
Yes, we will bring more and more youth, young people to come and inherit this.
Well, at this time, we have to go and show Sister Jessica. Put her on the heights, make she look and the view geographically, right around, the surrounding, the outskirts of Pinnacle, right? And also lead her to the plat, the heritage plat there, you know what I mean? So at this time, we're asking ones and ones to join us. Let us take those steps, go up there, on the top there.
We have to go around because those steps are a bit.
Alright, yes, alright, go with sister.
We come in watermelon. We come in. Huh?
Here we are, almost at the top of Pinnacle. We're going to take Jessica to the heights of heights and see the vision of our leader, Brother Leonard Percival. The journey continues.
Amandla! Ja!
Rastafari.
Ja!
Rastafari.
Ja!
Rastafari.
All right, Empress Jessica, you're right. Pinnacle is right behind you. If you turn around, you can see the flag. That's the tabernacle. So this backdrop would be beautiful. Turn back around, and I want you to address the Jamaican people and this rich heritage that so rightfully belongs to them, as was willed by Leonard P.
My people, our people, people of the land of Jamaica, the Caribbean islands, the most beautiful land that has got so much a rich history, the great history of our heroes and heroines. Today, it's a great honor for me to be part of this rich heritage. Right here on the Pinnacle that was founded by Leonard, the great leader of the Rastafari religion. Actually, not just a religion, a revolutionary, who took from the great Marcus Garvey, the prophet. We salute the courage and confidence of our great leader. This is your place. This place is supposed to be all over the world in the eyes of our people, because their souls are hungry. They are hungry to connect to their divinity. This is one of the greatest places in the world, the Pinnacle, where you see the most beautiful view of the mountains of Jamaica, right around towards the seas and oceans, to build everything that is Jamaica. When you are standing right on the Pinnacle, you get the most beautiful view. Not just the most beautiful view, but a healing view. A journey beyond the horizon. Open up Jamaica. Inclusive economy will be the intervention that can change the lives of the people and add more value to tourism, community tourism, heritage tourism. Because we are who we are because of our identity. We are identified by our heritage. Therefore, let's take ownership of this rightful place and keep on developing. We just had most beautiful afternoon delicious lunch. All things organic and natural, right from this land. We need this place to have the models of development in agriculture. We need to learn more about the herbs around here, the trees, the fruit, the natural vegetation. That is the healing to us and to the whole world. This land needs all of us to be united with a positive vision that can be able to change the lives of our people. Jamaica, 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 the land
Just a minute. Hold the camera right here. I want to pin on an Africa there. These are the only Africa we have out here. And these products is from Prophet Greg.
Wow.
So we cherish it. So at this time, this is our Africa. This is a show, a symbol that we know what we are doing, because we carve it out until we reach there. Give thanks.
Afrika nazala wama Afrika. Afrika nazala wamzonsundu. Afrika nazala wamlisela nomthinjana weAfrika. Zifikile izikhalamnqa zingeze kusakusa. Zizenzona zakusaku. Yanqisha intombi enkulu yakhaba ngawumane yalandula abhuduza namabhedengo bibhidla amazinyo bhude bhabha mexala umbhali wasuka wabhebhetha. Ebekulukuhle kulahlekisa amalokonya kodwa wayilahla imbo yakho ngophoyana. Bebekudova bekunyathela bekubiza ngenkantosi mhlaba omnyama mhlaba okhokho masimahlaza masimaqhumleyo acinyiswe kukuzinca nebhongo lama-Afrika. Kunike ama-Afrika ndithi hutu ngenxa yenyameko yokumela inyaniso nenzondelelo yokugcina uzinzo lwe-Afrika. Kuba kaloku lo mhlaba nalamatyethi igolide nesilivere inkasimlo yazibingena ukuthi hayi Tabele khutshile abarhwaphilize exhapha zamaqhalanga. Qhubekani izintandinani izintokazi. Qhubekani makwadinani maqhiyazana. Nize nimthobela uThixo wayihlamkhulu yintsuphalo ukhawuthi urharha bungqika. Ngokuba kaloku lwaphansi iqhinga likamtsholi owabona ngumprofethi utsikane emdudweni elakuba nogqilazwa nenza makhoboka yilami gegemba amabhule pamaheleli amatheniti namathivela amatshijolo. Bandiniyaka abafazi bale ndawo bonithakatha. Ndirham.
My name is from South Africa. I'm here in Jamaica for 4 years. I'm working with the South African High Commission. Jessica is my sister from South Africa, and we are happy to be here. Thank you very much.
And my brother, you can say something.
Sorry? 4 years. Yes, I'll be here for 4 years. We came here in December 2016, so that means we'll go back to South Africa in 2020. Yes. So I'll be with you guys.
And this man is yours.
My husband. This is my husband.
Very quiet, but he's very quiet, but he's gonna say something for the camera.
Yes,
in English and in your language.
Oh, my name is Mbangeni. Jessica is our sister. We're here in Jamaica for 4 years. We're glad to come here in Pinnacle. Thanks to the Rastafari.
Yeah.
In South African language, your language now, so you can understand.
And these are the kids.
Yeah.
These are your kids. Don't leave them out.
In the language.
So she was born in Jamaica?
Almost.
She's a Jamaican African. Give it to us in the language now, please.
She told me that.
I was like Jamaica. So when I was like Jamaica, so I was like Jamaica. So born in the Marasta. So I was Jamaica. Thanks.
Thank you. Siyabonga.
What were you saying?
Ngumtungwa lo they are coming from the royal family. Yes, Okhumalo Omtungwa.
Biological?
Yeah. So we respect them a lot. They are the people. They are one of the people who are carrying the heritage. So Usbongile, we do have Usbongile Kuman in their family, who is an opera singer. actually, only to find out she's a cultural activist, and I follow on her footsteps because my music, it has not been about just music, and I was amazed about the voices that would always come within me through the technique that I had of music, until I got associations with the great Sibongile Khumalo, and she has never made me to feel inferior. She is in the caliber of the great Miriam Makebas, and she took me under her wing, and she is the one who gave a confidence in me that we need to serve the purpose. We are the voices that need to serve the purpose. We need to convey messages from our divine ancestors. So she really instilled a sense of pride and confidence in me, so that I should just be myself and go all out there. And after coming from the dungeons in Seminomo, I dropped her an inbox on Facebook, greeting her, telling her about my experience. I didn't do much, but my spirit just said I must salute to her, because it's her muse that really gave an endorsement in me. Because in South Africa, when you're a musician, they always tell you that you're a musician, so why do you act like you've got spirits of Sangoma? Why do you act like you are a preacher now? They always cage you? The system is always caging us. But when we have role models like her, and right now I'm under the shadow of the wings of her family through this ancestral family. It's a powerhouse in my life. It shows that I'm on the right track. I'm doing something right.
Confidence.
So our relationship is divine.
Ladies and gentlemen, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the Pinnacle of Pinnacle, a place that was founded by a great black human being, Leonard P. Howell. And of course, Jessica was thrilled to be invited by Maxine Stowe, chairperson from the Millennium Council, Prophet Greg, and the rest of the brothers from Pinnacle. It is indeed an honor for me to be here with royalty. Can you imagine, on the shores of Jamaica we have our own royalty? It is indeed an honor. And I know for those of you out here, as Sister Jessica says and Sister Maxine, we want tourism to start here. Come and see how it all started for Rastafari. Come and see this great, beautiful place of Pinnacle. Sister Maxine, the final words. Yes.
Yeah, well, I will also echo your invitation that the place is natural, and we can start now. It's history. Nothing should even be touched because this is actually like the pyramids. You know, those historic places that nobody fixes up. You just come and you get the information, and Brother Constant is planting all the food, so you'll be, as Sister Jessica said, Empress Jessica, she was well fed. So we're inviting everyone to come up to Pinnacle. And again, you know, I give thanks to Brother Big Stone, Claude Sinclair, for being the channeler of this opportunity to be here with Empress and her royal family that is looking after us here in Jamaica, working at the South Africa High Commission. So it's just been a joy, real joy.
So say one, so say all of us.
Then the daughter give us a nice pumpkin song and a nice melon song.
We have to rock to this and clap to this one. If Jessica is going to sing a one piece, you know, you have one of those spiritual things like when you hear the drumming and people be chanting, where everybody can be a part of, even if you don't understand the language.
Hey, ifigilele minote paile nkondla, ifigilele ete paile nkondla, ifigilele minete paile, oh, ifigilele minete paile, oh, ifigilele minete paile, oh, ifigilele minete paile, oh, ifigilele minete.
bailenkundla
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 Fikilele mini fikilele mini fikilele mini ifikilele mini wadulolomo wadulolomo
So welcome to Pinnacle. This is the plaque from the Jamaica National Heritage Trust declaring this plot of Pinnacle a protected national heritage. We currently have 7 lots that has been given to us. We are negotiating the governance of the heritage, but the heritage has been declared.
Well, this is one of the first Rastafari heritage site in the whole entire world. And it has been a hard and a tight struggle for us to achieve, but we are still happy to know that we are still taking it a step by step. Because I believe personally that the whole 700 acres belong to the Rastafari. And maybe one day they will see it that way. So I still give thanks for the beginning here, and maybe the ending will be many more acres. Give thanks, my brother. Africa love.
Mbanamni nalanti ubonayo kama zolwandle yayalusela na hayi yipika kwintaka enhle kulizwe liphela yini namadoda hayi isithe dafa tilinda Rocky Valley inyimbi bintyatya mbeqaqamleyo enqabeni ezikhotyeni ngaphakathi kwamalwalwa kusini na hayi it's the Pinnacle right in the land in the beautiful islands of Jamaica. Mosha. The first residential land occupied by the Rastafari. Mililwana bayibasila madoda kwaqhuma irhuluwa yerhaqo indlu kakhokho namhla kudibene ilitya lenyengane nezikhonda zomnga balahle mbawula vuta Africa vuta Tegam Deng.
Blessed in the name of His Imperial Majesty and rightfulness, honor and praises to the Majesty. Guide us continually that we make our enemies give down. Rastafari, Majesty, Emperor, Earth, rising.